Let's go on the bench. What you say, I'm obsessed.
Hey, what's up guys, I'm Seven here, and today I'm bringing a new video. In this video, I'm going to be discussing some theories with a fellow FNAF theorist. So, who is here? Who is with us?
One and only Emperor Krakoa.
Hey, it's Emperor Krakoa. Okay, so I didn't want to invite the others because they believe BB fifth, but yeah, it's just me and Krakoa today, like last time. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about the MCI, which the Missing Children's Incident. I don't know why I always say MCI in real life. It's an abbreviation. I don't know why I say it out loud. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the Missing Children's Incident today. And yeah, I made a poll asking what you guys wanted us to talk about. And yeah, you guys said the Missing Children's Incident, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So, what do you want to start with?
I want to start out with what the articles are saying.
In FNAF 1?
Yes.
Yeah. So, they say that... Well, first of all, they say that 2 children died on one day and the rest of the children died on different days. So that's one thing that people kind of ignore a lot of the time. I'm just gonna say that first.
Well, it says in the first article, it says 2 children were reported missing and that the suspect was arrested the following morning, that the police have declared them dead, and this is when they assumed back then that it was a suit used to lure the children. And the first article it's the start. It's going to get even weirder, considering that there is something that basically contradicts itself at times. That's the first article. The second one is what I'm talking about, though. It mentions that 5 children are now reported missing and the suspect has been convicted, which is extremely weird, but I'll explain. It says that they now linked the incident to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where a man dressed as a cartoon mascot lured them into a back room. Basically, what they're saying is, yeah, at first we believed it was a suit used, but now it's outright confirmed that at this time, people are fighting an uphill battle to not come back. The company has been fighting an uphill battle, They've been fighting for customers to come back, but due to this incident, no, it's not.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention about the first article is they caught the guy on camera, and he was arrested the following morning. On the second one, it is said that he was convicted and also charged. Normally, the thing that is first is charged and convicted, but this is where it got weird. First 2 articles.
I don't think William was actually, like, sentenced or whatever, because, like, it's said in the books, it's even said in FNAF VR, nothing was ever proven because the bodies were never found, right? But it is weird. It says that he's convicted, right? That is kind of weird.
If you're charging someone, in a sense, you are in court, because that's what you have to do. You have to be in court in order to be charged.
Yeah. I think it's just that they know it was him, but like there's no bodies, so that they can't really sentence him, I guess.
Yeah, they can't sentence him. You have to have substantial evidence, and the only evidence that would come clear, at least enough, is the suit used and the murder weapon, but also the cameras. I don't think even those were used.
Yeah.
But continuing on, the third article mentions that the place is threatened with shutdown due to health reports by the health department, mentioning blood and mucus around the eyes and mouths of the mascots. This is what has been speculated to be the killer stuffing the dead children. Of course, now 2 thoughts to what happened. One is, obviously, it's still the killer, which is William Afton, or it's the puppet.
Yeah, the issue with it being the puppet, though, is that it's really stated to be William in multiple places, but then it's also shown to be the puppet, so, like, which is it?
Right.
I feel like give gifts, give life is more metaphorical, and it's mostly just like her saving the spirits rather than actually stuffing them. Because I think William really did stuff them.
I think it's possible for one of the two scenarios to come into fruition because if you remember, like the people kept telling us, "Oh yeah, there's this game file saying that it was, no, it was Dead Kid Endo or something. Give gifts, give life Endo."
Wait, what?
I know I need to look in the game files myself, but I did not see anything about that. Continuing on, the fourth article mentions that the place, and this is possibly during FNAF 1, the place is about to be shut down because no one wants to be associated with the company that is associated with child murder and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not sure about it being the FNAF 1 location. It seems more so to do with the actual, the first Freddy's location, in my opinion. But, yeah, I'm not sure. It's not certainly the first location, but it's not certainly the FNAF 1 location either. I mean, there's evidence for both sides, I guess. But if it is really the first Freddy's location, then MCI 85 is kind of, impossible, in a way. But,
We'll talk about that a little bit later, but
yeah.
I think the reason I can't explain why, but the first Freddy's being the FNAF 1 location makes a little bit more sense because of the safe room. The safe room is mentioned to be, and yes, it is mentioned that there are multiple locations with safe rooms. But the fact that it was mentioned, or possibly mentioning FNAF 1, I think it could be true. We have not seen the first Freddy's location if there is one.
I mean, obviously the first Freddy's exists, but yeah, we haven't seen it before.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
Except kind of in Into the Pit, but...
Into the Pit was the one that was basically kind of weird. I guess the next thing to go off of is the FNAF 3 calls. Is there anything in FNAF 2 I missed besides the minigames?
I mean, there was a second missing children's incident, but that's not really what we're focusing on today.
Yeah, we're focusing on the first one.
Yeah, the main one.
Well, I guess the phone calls is the most important thing to deduce whether you believe MCI 83 or 85. These calls are important to debunk or even hint at one of them.
It's
Originally thought...
It's honestly hard to tell which time it takes place in. I think it takes place in 83, though, because of the fact that it still uses springlock suits. And there's no Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy being the main attractions at the first Freddy's at the point of the FNAF 3 tapes. There's Freddy, Foxy, Chica, and Bonnie aren't really the main attractions. So I think that's why I believe it's actually in 1983 FNAF 3 calls and not 85. But
well,
what are
like
your
I said,
thoughts?
it depends on like the point of view, but
Yeah.
basically what it said is that the safe room was used for a customer, that the company does not want any customers behind there, and also told that, hey, a spring Bonnie suit has been used. Before that so-called incident, which we are implying to be the MCI, it's mentioned that the suits were decommissioned due to a multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures. The company has deemed them suits unfit, which means like in a limited time. It seems like it was quick, or depending on whether you believe like spring or fall or whatever, it was quick.
What do you think what do you think the springlock failure was?
I have no idea. I think it could be just an isolated instance we haven't seen, or it could be a lie, and this is just a canon of mine for now, but what if just a thought, like, what if Michael blamed it on the spring locks or whatever?
I mean, I've seen a lot of people rule out it being the bite, which I mean I don't really think it is the bite, but like it's not impossible because if you look at the way that Fredbear is, like the way that Fredbear looks in the bite, the endoskeleton inside his mouth is more towards the back rather than to the middle, which I would expect it to be at. That's one thing that kind
Yeah.
of makes me think it could possibly have been a spring lock failure, but I'm still not sure about that.
I don't even think the books explain a little bit of the spring lock failures. I mean, the only hint of something is in the new kid, but even that's confusing.
Yeah, the new kid I don't get. There's another thought that I talked about with Krakoa, but I mean that's a theory for another day.
Yeah.
It's to do with like arms and heads and stuff, and that might sound weird, but like if I end up doing a theory on it, then you'll understand then. Yeah, it's kind of weird though. But yeah. Anyway, I want to go
Well,
back.
mention-
I want to go back to the newspapers for a second. There's one thing that's that people are still kind of debating about. I mean, it's not that big of a debate, but some people do debate about it, and that's Fall Fest '83. And
Yes.
people question what if anything happened then. Underscore theorized that it was Charlie's death, but I don't think that's really possible because I'm pretty sure because I agree that the bite was in the spring rather than in like fall or whatever. I think it was definitely in the spring. Also before the bite. I mean also before the missing children incident, which some people think it either has to be 85 or it's before FNAF 4. But like I actually think it's 83, but after FNAF 4. Anyway, that's a different topic. Or not really, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Anyway, um, so Fall Fest '83. Like I said earlier, in the newspapers, it said that all the kids died on separate days except two kids. Two kids died on the same day. And I think the two kids that died on the same day are Gabriel and Jeremy. And the reason I believe that is because of the gravestones and how their gravestones have the same font. Bleh. Jeremy and Gabriel have the same font on their gravestones. So I think that they died on the same day. Um, but obviously Susie was before that. But yeah, so it goes Susie, and then I think Jeremy, and then Gabriel, and then Fritz, right? And then I think Cassidy was last. And obviously since they all happened on different days, it could have been in any span of time. So I think that Cassidy actually died in Fall Fest '83, much later than the other murders. And yeah, that's what I believe. I'm not certain about it, obviously, but I think it's possible.
Oh, from what I understood about like the Silver Eyes, didn't it say it was happen on the one that day because the family of Michael Brooks says like, yeah, as you know, on that day, Michael was not the only kid that was killed or murdered or missing.
Yeah, but like in the games, it's literally stated to be on separate days. So yeah,
Yeah.
we can use the books to fill in certain gaps, but like I don't think that's one of them because the what the games literally tell us kind of contradicts it. You know.
Yeah, that's, I guess, could be separate days, but if it's only one day, I think that would make sense. But then again, there's the first article where it mentions only two children reported missing, which is extremely weird. But
Okay.
there's also another problem for that, though. I'm realizing this just now, but William is arrested. He is considered a suspect at this point. Yes, he's let
Yeah.
go, but I think the cops, or at least somebody, would keep track, and then their children all of a sudden, all three more children just suddenly go missing?
Yeah. Um.
It's That's the very strange part on both sides.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Um. You know, I spoke to Wolfie, the guy that came up with the Evan victim theory. I talked to him on Reddit, and he directed me to one of his theories about the MCI, and it's that not only is the toy girl Susie, which is a theory that I think I've
Yes.
talked about it in videos before, and yeah, me and Krakoa have talked about it before, but yeah, not only that, but all of the kids that we see in the FNAF 4 minigames are all the MCI victims. That's what that's what Wolfie theorized. I'm pretty sure they theorized that the balloon kid was Gabriel, I think. The Freddy bully, which is also the laughing kid, is Fritz. The guy that could be a girl or a guy that I'm not sure. The kid with the heart. I don't remember who he said. I think he said that the kid with the heart on his thing. Freaking the one with the plush trap. That kid. I don't remember who he said. I think he said it was Jeremy, and he also said Pigtail Girl was Cassidy, though I'm not sure about that one. I don't think that's the case. But yeah,
I don't know.
the other ones, I think that's very possible. But yeah, it's an interesting theory. Not 100% sure about
I'm
it.
actually
But
gonna stop right there for now, but no, not stop like the video, but
yeah. Yeah.
theory.
Yeah.
Before I make any more theories.
I think we should start talking about what. Okay, honestly, I've been dreading talking about this in a video. But I think we need to start talking about MCI 83 versus 85.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts on it?
Okay, both sides have somewhat compelling evidence
Eh.
in a sense, but with basically FNAF 4's when MatPat made his live stream, mind you, the book came out before his live stream, before he decided to talk about MCI 83, if in a sense, because he says, what if what the Crown Child saw was the missing children incident, and that was basically in 83.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
The child, yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's still, like, it's connected to MCI 83 in some way.
Yeah.
But, from FNAF 4's, like, little, tail girl, I am still here, we are still your friends, implying that the MCI happened before, and that is supposedly what Bite Victim saw, but many of us have not agreed upon that. And that these are my friends line. That is what's hinted, supposedly. And there's supposedly more evidence for MCI-free, like the phone calls, for instance, talking about a spring lock failure and then the missing children incident happened. But, in a sense, like, there is no mention of the MCI being in a year in the books that is meant to solve the games. So, what is it? Did we think wrong? Or did we, overanalyze it,
I don't know.
It's very confusing because 83 has compelling evidence, and then 85 just shows up right then and there and just like, yo, guys, I might be a year. Come theorize with me.
Okay, let's be honest here. The only evidence for MCI 85 is the existence of the year, and there's nothing else. Let's be honest.
I know.
Let's be honest.
That's supposedly the only evidence, but also something else like I've been complaining about, and it's the massive success thing. In order to achieve, I guess, really good business, you need to have at least maybe a year. FNAF2 is an exception because they were trying to rebrand the company in a sense, but well, tragedy struck.
Yep, FNAF 2 was open for like 2 weeks. That's why Sister Location could not be after FNAF 2 and before FNAF 1. Alright, continue.
But that's massive success thing was important to me as an 85er, and yes, I'm an 85, but leaning to both sides in a sense, but I will find out eventually soon. I don't know. But the massive success thing is compelling for 85. And then there was also like the Susie thing. In Coming Home, she is said to be like 4 years old before she died at 7. And supposedly if Toy Girl is Susie, is this her younger before 7?
Um, uh, I don't know. um,
Yeah.
I the only real reason that there's not amazing evidence for either, to be honest, but there is
There's
evidence
not.
for both in a way, but there's not amazing evidence for either, to be honest. Um, the reason I believe 83 is just because of the FNAF 1 newspapers, but I also believe that um, the missing children's incident was after the bite, and things in FNAF 4 can easily be explained away. Like, the plushies being his friends, I mean, he's a kid, he's obsessed with the plushies. Um, the, the thing with Pigtail Girl, that can easily be explained away by the puppet because we already know that Charlie was already dead at that point, and she did possess the puppet, which would obviously move around at night because it's a possessed animatronic, and the possessed animatronics move around at night, so she could have been referring to the puppet there. And regarding the "don't you remember what you saw" line, I just don't think that has anything to do with the missing children's incident, to be honest. So yeah, there's that. And also I also believe that the bite was in spring, placing it before the missing children's incident.
Yeah. FNAF 4 looks like it's in spring, but you never know.
And it's also hinted at by the books.
Yes.
Especially
and by
Gumdrop Angel. Yeah. So, what else should we talk about? Anything else?
I guess the next thing I think for the missing children incident is FNAF 6.
FNAF 6. What
Because
about
they
FNAF
talk
6?
about it in the Insanity ending a little bit, and then there's also the minigame.
The Insanity ending, like...
Yeah, where they talk about, like, what he already done wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But, I guess I'll go with the Fruity Maze game. Fruity Maze, we play Susie, which is one of the
Susie.
missing children incident. Every time we play this game, things change. The first one seems normal, just catching a bunch of fruit and everything and winning the game. And the girl's happy. But on 2 and 3, things get darker. Obviously, the second one we see, like, this poor dog with no legs, covered in blood, and just this happy dog, apparently.
Mangle.
Also, mangle dog or whatever you want to believe. But the point is, there's a freaking dog there, which is associated with Susie in some way. And also, there's this freaking Spring Bonnie watching over her, kind of like what we're about to see in the third one. And as the screen flashes, as you collect all the items, she starts crying, or she's starting to cry. In the third run, she is crying even more, and lo and behold, William Afton in the Spring Bonnie suit is right behind her.
Yeah.
And the dead dog no longer has a body, only the tail and head and one eye is showing, along with a bunch of boxes and flowers. Even worse, or more interestingly, we hear a car honking after the 10-second mark, and then it stops and it says, "He's not dead, he's still alive, follow me."
Yeah.
For death.
I have a question. Do you believe Mangle Dog?
That is a little bit of a strange thought to ask, but yes and no. To be honest, I would say no for now, until there's more compelling evidence that I can easily accept.
When MatPat originally suggested it, the evidence wasn't very strong, and then he never spoke about it again, even though...
Yeah.
Like, he talked about it when there wasn't barely any evidence, besides the one eye thing connecting to Mangle, but, like, nothing else.
Yeah.
But then when Ultimate Custom Nights came out, we got a very clear indication that Mangle was a dog. In the samurai cutscenes, but then he didn't talk about that. So, yeah. But yeah, in the samurai cutscenes, Foxy's like, remember to feed the dog, and then he's like, oh wait, no, you are the dog. Feed yourself. And I think the feed yourself could possibly be referring to the bite too. The Bite of 87, that
This
is?
is actually, yeah, possible. I
Yeah.
think the next, the Insanity ending doesn't really talk about the missing children as much, but it does mention, like, that he, as if what he've already done wasn't enough, he found a new way to basically humiliate the poor souls, to desecrate their lineage or whatever, and humiliate their
Take
souls.
away all they had.
Make them, yeah, take away everything they had, like their,
Again.
like their youth, in a sense.
I think the fact
this.
I think the fact that he said again is really important, because I think the
Yeah.
first time was when he just killed them, right? But now the
Yes.
second time, I think it's taking away their free will, like taking away themselves and forcing them to power the fun times as Remnant. I
Yes,
think that's what that's
yes.
referring to. And that also kind of confirms that the FNAF 3 minigames is when he takes the Remnant, because it mentions that he sets up a trap, and that's obviously Shadow Freddy, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I I always bring up Starlight in these, but Starlight said that the Remnant collection being in the FNAF 3 minigames, he said that was a misconception. And he said that Henry explicitly told us otherwise, even though Henry explicitly told us that, yes, that is. Like, I feel like a lot of the time Starlight believes the opposite things. But, like, hey, I mean, I'm fine with Starlight, but, like, some of the theories he believes are kind of out there, like Cassidy's, but yeah, let's not talk about Starlight anymore. All right.
I guess the next thing to talk about, there are actually two more things.
I should mention we're 27 minutes in right now.
Okay. The next thing we should talk about is Ultimate Custom Night and the weird audio in FNAF AR. Before we talk about Happiest Day.
Happiest Day, I think, for another video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was I think that was the second most voted option. So I think that'll be the next discussion video.
Yeah, it would be better.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Custom Night, when sees like Toy Chica, luring men to her house, and then supposedly killing them, which is implied that she killed them. And keeps mentioning that something will go wrong. And that is extremely strange to add. But what if it's trying to tell us, like, hey, like, what if she got caught? Because, like, there is always something that could go wrong. And that she mentions at the end of the last cutscene that tomorrow's another day.
Like William.
Which,
I mean, like the Fredbear plush, which also implies that William is the Fredbear plush, because Toy Chica is reminiscent of William.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess well, Toy Chica is self-explanatory. It's just showing William luring children, or going, like, metaphorically paralleling.
Yeah.
This is how we got parallels, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
How William lured the children and what methods he could have used. In fact, it is shown that Toy Chica killed 6 or 7 victims.
I don't remember. But I think that would be, like, obviously the main 5 and Charlie, but who would the last one be if it is 7?
That's the weird one. Like, who would that be?
I'm not sure. I think that's a theory for another day.
Yeah. Guess
because like that wouldn't be that wouldn't really be a missing child, I guess, right?
I
mean, it could be.
Know,
it could be. We don't know, but
yeah, it could be.
It could be the dog for all we know.
The dog is like the man, like
William is the one that ran over Susie's dog.
Now I actually do agree with that.
I do too. Yeah.
That Bonnie is watching her, and as she's collecting all the candies and everything. guess the next thing to talk about is the strange audio heard in FNAF AR with Golden Freddy. This has
Oh
been
yeah, I forgot about that, to be honest.
I was when this first originated, I decided to look into this myself and had my dad help. Yes, my dad helps me in some of these things, but he said he heard "What was that?" and "Oh no," and laughter.
The laughter for sure, yes. What was
At
that?
William F.
And oh no.
What was that? And then you hear all these weird sounds. It supposedly connects to FNAF 4 in a sense because of the clock and supposed crying at the end. We don't know for sure. All we can tell is this is possibly Cassidy. He says, "Oh, what was that?" And then he starts laughing. This is my interpretation, by the way, but he closes the door. She says, "What was that?" He takes off the suit and starts laughing. He has the knife, and she says, "Oh no." And then you hear the scream, and he laughs as she's dead.
Huh.
Yeah, very dark.
Pretty beautiful. Did I just say beautiful? I meant to say brutal.
It's very dark.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, I meant brutal. All right.
Also,
yeah, okay. Go on.
Help wanted. We have the infamous "Can you trust me?" line. Do you trust me? Line.
Trust
and
me?
we see either whoever the kid is, whether it be Gabriel or Cassidy, whether you want to believe, basically showing that he did lure them into a back room and was supposedly the one that stuffed them. This is one of the biggest evidence for William stuffing the children.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the kid that we play as in Pizza Party, that is Gabriel for sure.
Yeah, I've been hearing like different thoughts about like it could be Cassidy.
No.
But no.
No.
We never know.
Okay, so we're 32 minutes in. Anything else we need to talk about?
I guess just the fact that FNAF 3, like the mini games, like not Happiest Day, but just Fredbear minigame, Stage 01.
Oh yeah.
In Stage 01, we play as Fredbear or Golden Freddy, whatever you want to believe, and obviously we're saving a child. If you don't have the cake or don't save the child, or you have and just go there, see that there's a missing child. Normally there are free. There's one missing. Many have interpreted this because of the minigame's logic. It's the MCI. It's the first Freddy's sense.
I feel like Stage 01 is more focused on than any of the other minigames besides Happiest Day. People are like, Stage 01 is very, very important. Who is this kid? And it's like, it's just like the other minigames. Who cares who this is? I mean, it's just we're setting free all the souls. Who cares which is which? Like it really doesn't matter as long as they're set free, right? I mean, let's be honest. And I don't.
Stage 01 seems important in some way because I mean, you
maybe
can say,
in some
like,
way.
Oh, no, it's totally not. It's just showing that we saved a child. But the question that I have for you guys is, what the heck is up with all these dark, sinister things where we see either a missing child or dead, like dead balloon boys, flying puppet, 5 dead children, one of them moving into Toy Chica's minigame, all that. How do you explain that? What is the importance of that?
Who knows at this point? But like, I think the main idea of it is that we save the children. Certain elements in the thing in like the mini games, they could be important, but like who the kid is that we're saving at each moment, I don't think that matters much.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Stage 01 kid is focused on more than the other ones. I do think that the Stage 01 kid is, I think it could be Fritz, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
What I had interpreted, it still could be Fritz, but if you like do it in a different way, like save the children different ways, I think it can be interpreted as either any of them. For the fifth child.
Yeah, it really could be any of them, but yeah. So is there anything else to talk about?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, it's been 35 minutes. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. So yeah. That's all we have to say. I'll see you guys next video. Yeah. Bye guys. Say goodbye now. Right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.